What's up? What's up? Earth, moon, and sun systems. That's what we're talking about. So obviously there's the whole solar system, but we're only going to be talking about the Earth, the moon, and the sun. So we're only talking about those three parts of the solar system. Okay, so it is Wednesday, April 10th. Make sure to get all this stuff written down. Also, we're going to have a quiz on Friday. FYI, we are having a quiz on Friday in periods 1, 2, 3, and 5. I will have the review up for that quiz hopefully by the end of today for sure. Tomorrow when you come to class. Just an FYI. I wanted to talk about grading for a second and just let you know that by Friday I will have things up to date. The main reason that they're not is because I've never taught this chapter before, so I'm having to create a lot of things. I was doing a whole bunch of like actual what would I call it? Like crafts and gluing things together and all this stuff we got to do to prep up for these labs. Also, what was the last thing? I don't even know. I forgot. I was like, huh? What is that space? Oh, and so anyway, and then also prepping for being out because I'm going to be out Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So because of that, I'm like prepping up for that as well. So that's why the grading's taking a little bit longer than normal. I did update the grades for any of the journal checks for all of the classes. I did that. That's about as far as I was able to get. All right, moving forward. So this is kind of where we were at yesterday as far as the video lesson. Everyone in class has gotten up to date here except for I think period 5 because I'm about to teach them next. But this is where we're at. So Earth, Sun, and Moon. So make sure that you put this right here should be a written. These should be written descriptions, and then here should actually be a drawn model. So someone was like, when you say pattern, they're like the pattern of like your shirt. And I was like, no. But then I was like, maybe. Because a pattern is something that just repeats. And as you can see on my shirt, there is a pattern that is repeating. So the question is, what is the pattern that Earth repeats? Describe that pattern. What is the pattern that the sun repeats? Describe that pattern. What is the pattern that the moon repeats? Describe that pattern and then draw said patterns right there where it says model of the pattern. So that's what you need to complete. So make sure that you get that done. That was on yesterday's video lesson. But once you get that done, then you can unpause this video. And again, this is on page number 49. Let me know. Did you really get that done? If you got that done, go to the next part. If you did not get that done, then chill. Chill here, okay? So if you did get that done, let's take a look at how it actually interacts and let's see what you described versus what actually happened. So we're gonna go ahead and play this video, check it out, and see what you think. Does this look like your descriptions? Does this look like what you wrote down? All right, so I think we've looked at enough of this pattern, so we're just going to pause it here, okay? So let's just take a little bit of a look here, okay? So if you look right here, it says winter solstice. So hopefully you've seen this pattern here. I'll do this a little bit quickly. I'll talk about the pattern and then we'll do this. So hopefully you're seeing like, yo, the sun for one doesn't look like it. I mean, not the sun. The earth doesn't look like it looks like it's tilted like this, right? Okay, that's what it looks like in there. And then the moon, right, is going, it seems like the moon is just going around the earth. And the earth seems to be spinning and moving around the sun, right? Like around the sun. That's what it seems like it's doing, right? And while that's happening, the moon is orbiting around that as well. So you got a couple things going on all at the same time, right? Okay, cool. So that's the pattern. So hopefully you guys saw that. And then it looks like the sun is just turning very slowly around the center of the solar system, okay? Now, here's the other thing. If you can see right there on the top right here, this is Africa. That's South America, this is Africa. And if you look, it definitely looks like it's tilted, right? And so the sun, so it is tilted, right? And it kind of looks like this. So Africa's up there. So when you see that, that means this winter solstice, this is telling you, right? Like, yo, the top part of Africa looks like it's further, a little bit further away than the bottom, the middle to the bottom. They actually look much closer to the sun and its rays. So what that gives us, honestly, is the seasons. So the top part of this globe, if you look at it, it's further away from the sun than the bottom part. So as the bottom part rotates, it comes into the most direct, the middle to the bottom comes into the most direct contact with the sun, right? So because of that, during this time of the year, you will have, and this is like what we would say like fall to winter. So about December 21st, like somewhere right in there, that's when we're in the full-on stages of the winter of the northern hemisphere. But the southern hemisphere, since it is closer to the sun, it is in the summertime. So that's saying like this: North America around this time in December is in the winter, but South America, because it is closer to the sun, is going to be in the summer, right? And so that gives us our seasonality because of the Earth's tilt. Now let's just take a little bit of a closer look at this thing. Let me see if I can go to the next. Hold on. There we go. Flat out. Flat out. Here we go. So this is just letting us know that the Earth is tilted, right? And because of that, that's what gives us the seasonality, because part of the year, the sun is closer, right, to the northern hemisphere, and then another part of the year, it's going to be further away when it's tilted like this. Does that make sense? So as it's going around. So hopefully that is jogging some things in there. We'll talk more about that later, but hopefully that's jogging some things in there. And so the Earth is tilted at a 23.5 degree angle. Okay, cool. Let's move on to this, and this is what we're going to talk about. So if you are not here in class, then obviously you will not have this paper, but just go ahead and turn to page 50. It is a blank sheet, and then you'll just draw this in. You probably have done this before. So what patterns are caused by the Earth, the sun, and moon systems? As you're drawing this in, we just talked about seasonality. So that is one of the things. But also, as the Earth just spins around, not even the orbiting around, but as it spins around, there's something that's happening. So we're facing the sun for part of the time, and we would call that daytime. And then we're facing away from the sun another part of the time. And now, where we're at over here in the United States, we would call that nighttime. So that's another thing that is caused by this system. Some other people said something about what is the moon's effect, because I want you to answer this question on your own. What is the moon's effect, right, on the Earth? Does it have any effect? Is there anything that it caused? So again, out of these Earth, sun, and moon systems, what are the patterns that are caused out of that? So go ahead and take some time to answer this question. We will circle back with this in the middle of the instruction. So pause again and take some time to answer this, but we're going to move forward here on this video. Okay, now this is something that I'm hoping that most of us have seen, and this is the phases of the moon. And when you say phases, we're like, yo, the moon is always, right? The moon is always this same shape, round-ish, right? So we would say it's always this shape. The weird part is, though, sometimes it appears as a sliver, as you see right here. Sometimes it appears as half. Sometimes it feels about 2/3. And then other times it appears as full or whole. And most of you guys have experienced this or seen this outside at some point in your life. And this is the thing. We're going to try and see if we can answer why is that. Okay, cool. So on the top of page number 48, what I want you to do in here, we're going to do a little bit of moving. We're going to do a little bit of moving right now. We got a little bit of moving to do. So we got a little bit of moving to do. So on the top of page number 48, what I want you to do is make it look like this. Boom. And 48 should be a blank page. Let's do this. Let's look at here. I'm going to say this. Bam. So on the top of page number 48, bam. Okay? If I can get that right. Yeah, so on the top of page number 48, you're going to draw that line right over the center, and then you're going to write the question in. So again, on the top of page 48, you're going to go ahead and write that question in, and then you're going to try to answer. Why does the shape of the moon appear to change over time? So again, pause this video, get that written on the top of page 48, and then go ahead and answer the question. So write the question out and then answer it. Okay, so hopefully you can hear pretty good on the microphone. I had to put it down there, but hopefully you got an idea. So we're just going to imagine I got a light over there. That's going to be my sun, okay? And then this is the earth, and this is how the earth is, right? And so the moon is going around the earth. Oh, let me turn off the moonlight. So it's going around the earth. But if you look right here, pay attention to this part right here. When the moon is coming around and it's starting to be on the opposite side, you can see, right, that it's starting, the shadow from the earth is starting to be cast onto the moon, and that's why we can only see part of it. But now look, boom, that's why sometimes the moon looks completely dark. And again, you can kind of see, like, as there's a certain amount of light that is able to reflect off the moon, that's why the moon appears to change shape, but the reality is about how much of the earth is casting a shadow on to the actual moon. That actually worked out pretty good. So hopefully that shows you, like, what is, like, really going on there. Is that what you put on your answer? If not, now hopefully you see, like, what is going on. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch places again. All right, that's all we got for today. And tomorrow we will probably have, we'll delve a little bit deeper into this, and then we'll have some study time for the quiz. It's gonna be mainly on potential energy and kinetic energy. I probably won't ask anything that is about this so far. I maybe 1 or 2 questions tops, but anyway, I'll see y'all. Peace.